right, I think we're live, guys.
How about that?
We're on.
How many people? It says 0 on my end, John.
Oh, I ain't got mine rolling yet.
Oh,
8.
8. 13 now. There it goes. All right.
Hey.
Well, I say I introduce myself first. I'm Brian with Arrowhead Garage, redoing a 67 Firebird. And that guy below me.
That guy? That guy.
You.
That guy? That's me, John. 68 Fire Turd to Lamborghini. It has showing some signs of life now. We're making some progress, so it's not dead now. So making it happen. So one of them guys over there. So.
Mike, go ahead. I'm doing a 67 Firebird convertible. Pro Touring.
I'm Louis from First Generation Garage, and I am working on 268 Firebird convertibles at the same time, going a little cuckoo here.
The cuckoo's nest.
In the cuckoo's nest.
That's right. Yeah. Well.
So today we're talking about replace or repair.
Man, that is a big topic now, isn't it? So that could cover all kinds of stuff. We could talk about wiring, talk about body panels, talk about just about any part of the car. Do you buy new, old stock? Do you buy used? Repair what you got? So where do we start?
Well, I know we created a little bit of heat on Facebook.
I saw it. I saw that.
Generation. It's like, whoa, easy.
I must have missed that. So.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
It's in one of them. I can't. First Generation Garage.
Yeah, I was gonna answer, but I said, forget about it.
Too many trolls.
Yeah.
Keyboard warriors.
Yep.
Yeah, they know better. Right?
Engine. Let's do engine, replace, repair. We'll kind of just work our way through groups.
Cool.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
So, Whitney's here.
Uh-oh.
Let's see. We have Keith Holt is here. Jim and Kelly, Next Garage. We have Foster, Aaron K, Richard Dube. Am I saying that right?
Oh, yeah.
And, Doobie, Dino Davis here, and I think I missed a few more up there. It's way up there. And Tom Le Mans just joined us.
Cool.
All right, so engine stuff.
Yeah, engine stuff. Well, that's oh boy.
All right, I will say, I will fully rebuild Pontiac engine, referring to Firebird. If it was a numbers matching car and like something like a HO car 400 car, something like that, I will definitely go, all out for it.
Yeah, you got to try to save that.
Yeah.
Save that. But this thing, nah. I mean, it'd be cool if I had it, but I don't. So it's not. I'm not gonna go crazy about it.
I know back in the day, I would take starters and alternators and get them rebuilt. But the last 2 times I've had a starter and alternator rebuilt,
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but it'd be easier to go to a box store that offers lifetime warranty and deal with it.
You don't gotta mess with it. Well, that was the thing, because at one time, all your stuff was date coded. So to be original, you need that stuff. But again, if it's not a super rare, low production Ram Air car, HO car, I don't think I'd go down that rabbit hole. Now, if I had the original part now, like in my dad's car, we found the original alternator on it, I'd probably try to refurbish it just for grins and giggles, but I wouldn't break the bank doing it, though.
Yeah.
Louis, what's your thoughts on that?
100% with John. I remember he found an original 69 alternator, which is worth big bucks,
Like $1,000 or something, right?
Yeah, referring to an alternator, They go for big bucks.
Yeah.
Because you could do a 69 Trans Am, and that's the part that goes with that.
Yeah, mine was coded just right for 69 Trans Am, and I didn't
so big bucks.
And
something like that. Yeah. Something like that. 100%. You want to stick with, like Jonathan said, these things was date coded. I mean, everything. A lot of things was date coded. A lot.
Yep. Distributor, carburetor, alternator,
hoses.
Yep.
Hoses.
Yep. You know, things like that you want to stick to as original as possible because you want to listen. Let's be honest. At the end, this is a big investment. You know, you also put a lot of your time, but you put a whole lot of your hardworking money into these projects. And if you're gonna build something like that over the top, like a original TA or something like that, I mean, you absolutely want to try to stay as close to as original as you want, because when it comes time to sell it, it doesn't matter if it's you, a family member, whoever that gets the car, they want to get the best bang for their buck.
Absolutely. Now the 69 Trans Am convertibles, we're talking about in brief, there's 8 of them. I didn't know this till the other day. Someone shared an article with me. They were trying to sell one. They normally sell for $1 million. They're trying to sell one here recently for $1.9 million. It didn't sell. But that's telling you what someone thinks these things are worth. So they would be crazy enough to spend that alternator that I had was junk. I sold it for $1,800 and needed rebuilt. So
Wow.
just because of the date code. Now, if it was restored, it would have sold about $4,000, an alternator. So it was given to me for free. I in a box of junk, and I happened to stumble upon it. And I was like, "This is kind of cool. Boy, do I get schooled?" So they gave it to me for free. I sent him a check for some money after I sold it. So I didn't feel right just taking that one. So. Yeah, so that original stuff can be neat, but if you're going to try to go original, if it's not a car that's worth $1.9 million, I don't think that I would do
It better
it.
be all original.
Yeah.
Like have 24 miles on it or some shit.
yeah.
And then it's going into a bubble and never goes anywhere. And we'll have 24
You'll
miles
drive
on
it. You'll be afraid to drive it. All right.
I hate
If
garage
I had-
moving
Yeah, me too.
driven. Let's drive. Ay, ay, ay. All right, so best to rebuild if it's a rare part, but if it's not, then
On it, lifetime warranty, and just move on down the road. Or in the case of like Mike's car, my car, it doesn't even have a Pontiac engine under the hood. So I'm ready. So everyone can start punching and swinging now. But yeah, I have a car that's LS swap too. So, but in that case, it's I go to the getting place like I need something for a 2002 Silverado, and I go here. I need some parts. That's how I buy parts for it.
Right.
That was a Pontiac engine in the G8, just to be clear.
Correct. Right. So still Pontiac, but
it's not, right? No, I get it. And that was part of it. You know, when I bought this car, I had the opportunity to take 2 323s with it. Or 326s? Yeah, 326, right?
Yep.
And 326. And I just didn't. I'm like, I could rebuild the 326 and not really have what I want. So, you know, I didn't take them. I went with the LS3.
Yeah. Yeah. No, there's pros and cons to everything, right? There's always ups and the downs. I have traditional Pontiac power cars, always did that. I just wanted to do something different. Love it or hate it. I like it, but I don't know if I'll ever do another one, but I can say I have now done an LS swap.
James says, we just missed it, but he said if you do buy the lifetime warranty on parts, keep the receipt in a plastic bag in the glove box so you can prove that you bought the darn thing.
That's
So,
I just forget when I buy a warranty. Always forget.
Yep. Where's the receipt?
I bought a TV the other day from the shop because the old one dropped dead on me the other day. And I actually bought the warranty on it because I abuse them out here. And I put a sticker on it. Warranty per Amazon till this date. So next time that drops dead, I'll know it. But yeah.
Let's talk about then body panels.
Body panels. Oh, man. They actually could go many different directions because there's a situation. I have quarter panels. Oh, I can't believe I just said that. Full quarter panels for this car. Now, when it comes to, do you buy new old stock? Good luck finding them. You pay for them. Do you try to get a skin and graft in only the sections you need? Or do you install that entire quarter panel as it is aftermarket? So this could get kind of sideways. So, I mean, there really isn't, I guess, an easy answer, but I guess it's kind of a case by case basis. Really kind of, or your assessment or skill level that may affect it too. A new old stock quarter panel, you may be $1,000 plus. That's if you get lucky.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
So then what about
that'd be-
like doors and fenders, things that you can find from, say, a 67 or 68 or 69 bird? Would you rather buy a used one or would you rather buy a repop?
Well, I'm gonna chime in here, then I'll let you guys go on this. If you asked me that same question 15, 20 years ago, I want to buy a used piece and roll the dice and hope that it's nice. Newer stuff now, the quality of the stamping and everything, I've built. This is car number 5. You're doing a bunch of sheet metal work. I've been very happy with the aftermarket stuff.
Yeah.
It does take a little tweaking, but I will guarantee you, hanging a new old stock quarter panel, you're gonna have some of the same fights.
I have something to add on to what Jonathan is saying, and the question that Brian made. Let's say for quarter panels, doors, due to the fact that Jonathan have showed them, and Jonathan and Mike have showed doors aftermarket, and they working right.
Oh, yeah.
The one thing I would not buy new are fenders, because I seen horror stories already with fenders. I know guys that have been through new fenders and send me a lot of pictures through. I help a lot of people on Facebook through private message. If I always pay attention to the phone, I won't have a chance to get nothing done. And they show me all these crazy ways they have to either cut the fender, or some of them even end up throwing it away because the fenders don't work. Or like John said, your skill level, if you can't fabricate to make it work, then it's kind of hard. But my experience, if I'm only going to stick to first generation Firebird, I will stick with the original fenders, because I did make Camaro fenders of the same era work, which is going to be a real close video for my channel, because I'm almost getting to the front sheet metal on Ladybird. So if you can make an original fender, even if it's a Camaro, it's still an original structural fender. They have the same curve, the same shape. There's little things here that changes, but it's not much. I'd rather go that route than a new fender, because they're not cheap, number one. Number two, if you got to cut it and all up to make it work, remember, think about time, especially if you're building a car for somebody. It's a lot, you got to be careful.
My experience with the aftermarket fenders was a little different. So I knew there were some problems with them. And when I got them, sure enough, what it was the profiles don't match. The profiles don't match at all, and they're not the same on either side. I even made, you can see right there behind the duck, I made a door template that fits the door right at the front edge, and checked the profile of the fender, and it was way the hell off. But what I found was, it's not the skin. The skin is actually perfect. It's the brace behind it, and that's why they have the same problem on the Camaros and the Firebirds. And it's different left and right. And both of them were brace issues. So I once I figured it out, I could make 3 cuts on the back of that brace, adjust it to its right profile, tack it back together, and they were perfect. No problems. But it took me a long time to figure out that it was the brace and not the fender. And
Mike, when you gave it a relief cut, Mike?
Yeah, I relief cut the back of the brace and then adjusted the profile and then welded it back up, ground it, and it was fine.
Cool.
So, and I had heard that also from Amazing Metalworks there, Juby, and he was saying the same thing, that everybody was complaining about the top of the left front fenders being right by the door. And sure enough, that's where I had to cut that brace. And it looks like they're all using the same back brace, and it's just a common problem with all of them. So
I've heard that too.
I did a whole thing on that.
Yeah, the fenders are worse. I haven't yet to try any aftermarket fenders yet because of the horror stories, but I have a line on a couple of 1969 fenders. They bought them repop, sprayed them, and tried to fit them on the car, and they fit like crap. But they're so mad at them, they're going to give it to you $100 a piece. So I'm going to try it. So I'm going to get a couple, and it's going to be a $200 gamble, but I want to see how bad they really are. So
when you're talking about fixing braces and stuff like that, I could see me doing something like that, right? but I have run into the horror story of them being too short. And
Oh,
you know,
really?
when they don't reach, that's a problem.
Yeah, I didn't see that problem at all.
Yeah.
The only thing I saw was the profile didn't match at all.
That's
on
what I've
either
been told.
side.
But I've also been told these rear quarter panels are garbage. And I've done 1969 coupe and convertible. I've done 1968 coupe. And I really like how they fit. I could really dial them in. This is my first attempt at 68 convertible rear. Again, I'll find out. I guess the truth will be told how good. I know, Mike, you struggle with the corners, and it didn't
Yep.
look great no matter what you did. So,
Yep.
So
Yeah,
we're
you
going
had
to find
mess
out.
with the corner. Yep. You had to mess with the rear corners, and you had to mess with the corner at the top of the trunk.
Yep.
But after that, you know, they were okay. But going on and installing, they actually lined up pretty good. Everything went together well. It's just you got to know what to look for.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's why we share what we're doing here. So in case you guys get into that stuff, you kind of know what to expect. So it's that's the thing. It's always kind of a new challenge. Every these cars rust differently, and this one here's throwing me for some curveballs, the old Lamborghini, but it's still the same stuff. Putting it together, you know, test fitting it, stretching and twisting, and making it happen. But it's I guess the joys of playing with metal and playing with cars. So I guess we've kind of down the rabbit hole. Where's the answer at? Again, it kind of goes case by case. What do you think's the best call?
What works for you?
Yep.
Right. Even the full quarter panels.
They all rust different except for the dash. They all rust on the dash.
Well,
My dash is rusted.
well, my the Trans Am here, I replaced almost all the sheet metal on this car, but the car was broken half, and the dash was fine. So I don't know.
Well, that's the thing. Somebody was asking me this question on YouTube the other day about the dashes, and what happens is it's a metal dash, windshield sealed to it. All the moisture and condensation inside that windshield runs down and lands in that little pool, and it sits there. So you know, I'm surprised they didn't put little slots in there to drain that. Seriously, but
breathing is great drainage. So
yep.
now there's a. I was gonna fire this here at Louis. There's a fellow named James. I think he follows you on Facebook. He's got a guy who can rebuild the console clock for these cars, 67 and 68.
Oh, tell him to send me that. Send me that information, James.
Okay. Yeah,
that's
Mr.
cool.
Because he's building his car for his wife. He's doing pretty good with it. So
I seen it. Very nice. Yep.
Yeah. He asked me today if I had any console clocks. I said I sold the one I had, gave the base to Louis, but I don't have any. But I wanted to let you know. He just made a comment on here, so I want to relay that to you. So.
One thing I won't sell is a console clock. Nah.
Yeah, see, I paid $500 for the whole car. It came with the clock and the base. I think I sold the clock for $200, so I did pretty good. So.
Your money ahead.
Yeah, right.
You know, when you bring up the quarter panels, I know Louis is a proponent of only patching and using what you need. I'm the opposite. I'll take the whole panel. If the panel's not right, I know I got my skill level where I can replace a whole panel. I get nervous when I'm going to start, you know, stitching down the body line and stuff like that. It's just
it can get sketchy.
I spoke this to. That's a good point, Mark, Mike, because me and Jonathan have spoken a lot of time. I'll be honest with you, it's way easier to get the whole panel, you know, start from there than putting patches in. And I think that's what made me good with metalwork. But if I could go back and buy full quarter panels for the Lovebird, I would have done it. Because man, these skins, it was like, forget about it, like pulling teeth, you know, to put in those. Oh my God. I was only successful because of my history with the metal, but somebody like a newbie will probably give up, you know, because it could get stressful.
Yeah, I had two skins. I had two skins that came with this car. I gave them away.
Throw them away. Because there's a huge difference between. No, there's a huge difference between a quarter skin and a full quarter panel stamping. And I've done some side-by-side comparisons. I put quarter skins on a long time. Is all you can get. They are just not the same.
No.
You really fight with the body lines, the contours, the shape, the length. Everything's out. They don't. If you're gonna make patches, cut up a quarter skin. If you want the full panel, Or like I have done on several cars, I cut it right off there just on the inside of the body line and leave the sail panel intact. Buy the full quarter. Then you sell your buddy Brian the sail panels and the trunk jump offs to Louie and the other buddies, and they love you. So it's a win-win for everybody in this situation.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
Yep.
So Foster says he has a factory hood tack on his 69, but it's not working. Who repairs them?
Ooh.
There is. I have. If the only way I could give that information is probably through Messenger but I have a guy.
All right. That's good to
So
know.
Foster, get hold of Louie. He has the info for you. And Chris,
All
the
right,
Mofo driver, just joined us.
Yeah. Now, see the problem about, I guess I'm gonna throw this out here. Maybe we jump on to the next part. Patching panels, right? We've obviously making an observation there's a hole, but our experience with these cars and anyone who's digging into them, what you see on the outside maybe about the size of a quarter. What's really going on? That rust hole is ginormous on the inside because these cars are bare steel.
Yeah.
So you start trying to splice that in, you typically create another line for it to start rusting from in a very short amount of time. So I see people patching them all the time, trying to save as much of the original metal as possible, and that's fine. But if you've already put some other metal in the car, it's not original anymore anyway. So
No.
I would
Right.
probably lean more towards a larger panel to get past that corrosion area. Just because I drive the cars, they do get wet. I do wash the cars. So if I'm trying to prevent corrosion, I think I'd rather go with more of a full panel instead of just patches. It's just something to put in the brain to think about when you're making your decision on which way to go. So,
To patch or replace.
right.
Yeah, there's a few cases that I had like where I saw a rust, like a small rust hole in the rocker panel, but I could tell it came from the
Inside out.
outside, and you could see from the outside because it was pitted. Cut a hole, replace it with a hole round. That's the other thing that people kind of mess up once in a while too, is when you're doing a patch panel, don't do square corners. Make a rounded corner any chance you get. If it's at all possible, round the corner on your patch. If you weld into a corner, that'll always cause you problems with heat and stress. And, you know, eventually if it's going to crack, it'll crack there.
Yeah, less chance of distortion and warping if you do a radius corner. So I'm not good at doing that, but that's what you're supposed to do. So, if I was going to tell someone who's just learning, attempt to do radius corners instead of square.
Yeah. Just use a hole saw, cut the radius, and then go straight off the sides. It's not terribly hard.
Ooh, that's a great one. James just asked a good question.
Yeah, James.
Yeah. Well,
What's the question?
question is bumpers
James says-
replace or replate?
Yep.
Yeah.
If it's good and straight, I would plate it. If it's not, then I have one that's not bad, but I bought an aftermarket one. I intend on spending that one out for replate at some point. But it's the aftermarket bumpers, they're okay, but they're not
Especially
great.
67 and 68. 67 and 68. My 69 GTO, 69 GTO. But my Transmerado, I bought a repop bumper, fit phenomenal. I was so excited, it fit great. Bought the same bumper for the Mockingbird. I don't know, they must have ran over the truck before they delivered it. It didn't even come close. I had to jump on it, step on it, twist on it, and I still never really got to where I loved it. It fits, but I don't love it. So.
Yeah, see what my experience was, all of the back cuts were lazy. So like anywhere where Pontiac had a nice tight radius, like in the beak, it was this one was just a little wider, a little lazier. Same thing around the headlights. The back cuts, they just don't pay attention to like they do, like the factory did.
Yep.
But I'm glad we have them. But at the end of the day, it's just if you have a good one, replate it because you'll always be happier with that.
You'll be happy with it, right? Definitely. I've been 50-50 on bumpers. I buy them from OER or AMD. One time on a 68, it fits great. Next time it fits like crap, particularly the rear. The front on 67, 68, I have yet to find any of them that look great. 69, I've been hit and miss on the front, so The problem I have with replating is it costs a whole bunch from the place that I could go, and they were like on a 6 to 8 month backlog. Well, I turn these cars in about a year, a little over a year. I can't wait that long to get a bumper.
True.
And that's the other problem. And to say who can do a good job and take care of it right, that's one of my struggles. I have some bumpers or some pieces like that re-chrome, but I don't know who can do it. So anyone got any suggestions on that? Let me know.
I got a link for a guy who gave me a quote to replace this one, and it wasn't too bad. It was right in Pennsylvania. I'll send it to you, Jonathan.
Okay.
What's the ballpark replate?
It depends on who you're talking to. I think the one I had was like 700 and change to replate it.
Okay.
But a 67 bumper, but I can't remember for sure.
Yeah, I've been told a whole lot more the place that I call, and that's why I said, forget it, I'll buy another car.
Yeah, and they're also very clear to say that's if they don't have to do any work to it. So
Right. They just gotta strip it.
Strip it and do it. But if they have to straighten anything out, they're going to charge you for that.
Oh yeah.
So be ready for it.
Yep.
Yeah. So I guess to answer the question on sheet metal, if you can buy new old stock parts and it's in your budget and you want to tear them up, great. If it's not a rare car, I probably wouldn't. Patching versus replacing, it's a kind of a judgment call. And skill set again, back to that whole thing. What can you do? Or what are you comfortable with? So, and if you don't know, watch our videos, and we'll show you how not to do it. So,
How not to do it.
yeah, you like that? The right way, the wrong way, and the way I do it. So, yay.
Yeah, that's what you'll learn with us. We'll try most anything.
That's it.
Absolutely.
We
Right.
have a very heavy disregard for the impossible.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, it's like challenge accepted when you see that stuff go sideways.
Yeah,
You know, I mean,
exactly.
Does it get intimidating? Sure. Does it get you on your toes and go, man, maybe I bit off more than I can chew? But just small steps, work towards the goal, and I assure you, you can make some of this aftermarket stuff fit really good. And even Mike's done a great job of doing that. So you can make it work. Now, ratchet straps come along, screws, tack welds. You're going to persuade this stuff, but but even as you're cutting this stuff apart, you see the car start to separate. So it's all under tension anyway. So it means you got to do the reverse to get it back together. It's not just going to fall on.
Wow.
You got to twist and stretch and pull. So.
Yeah, and that's why this whole thing is so important. I mean, this old Firebird Camaro community out there that that you could tap into and actually go and look and watch people like us do it. And you see the pitfalls, you see what we run into, you see the good, the bad, the ugly. And, but at least you know what you're getting into and you know what to expect when you cut that thing open.
Right.
And it's a big deal for me learning how to do this stuff. That's how I met these three guys is, watching their channels, asking them questions, getting into it. And the same with Juby. And, it just became a community. And you share information and you learn so much and you throw up the bird signal when you need help. And people,
Yep. And we're here. So, yeah.
Yep.
So what's your take on glass?
Oh.
If you can get OEM glass, get it.
Mm-hmm.
Get it.
I can tell you I had fitment issues with the aftermarket stuff. A lot of fitment issues. So.
Yeah, and I would recommend it in the aftermarket stuff I've got is okay, but just okay. It's thinner than the stock glass.
It is. Yep.
Especially for the windshield. But if you're looking for a complete set, it's a pretty affordable way to go. But don't sleep on your local glass guy. Go talk to the local glass people that sell automotive glass because they won't be buying this stuff. They'll be getting it through their normal OEM channels. And I find, and from what I've learned and researched after the fact, it's just going to be a better product for you in the end. So that would be my recommendation. And it's not a whole lot more expensive than what we pay out for aftermarket.
So I know for myself, I ordered my vent window on my 67 from Firebird Central, and that seemed to fit just fine with no issues. But when it came to my windshield, the cost to ship it and everything else, it was cheaper to call a local glass shop in town. And the guy drove by the house and dropped it off, and he was ready to install it. I'm like, nope, I'll install it.
Yeah.
I'm not ready for that. I just want to get the part, the glass in. And it was $160 maybe, I think.
Not
The
bad.
windshield. So
Yeah.
and it fit
That's
fine.
Yeah.
And it's nice and
Windshields
straight, too.
go in pretty good. You had us all fooled on your vent window install, Brian. I tried that. I couldn't get that thing in with a stick of dynamite. There was no way in hell that was going to work for me. I tried. I'm like, Brian did this on the car, and I just could not do it. I had to build I built this weird little jig, which I forgot to bring to you, Louis. It's still sitting in my shop. I'll bring it next trip.
Okay.
I'm like, Brian did this on the car. It's got to be possible.
He can do it. Anybody can do it.
Yeah.
No way.
Have you guys noticed this time around on our live feed, there's actually commercials kicking in right in the middle of it?
Yeah. Where's
Really?
that?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to keep along with the conversation. I keep having to skip commercials, which someone's getting paid. I'm not sure who, but that's fine.
Yeah,
So,
that's nice.
yeah.
Is this the first time we're seeing this, guys?
Yeah, I've never seen that before. So
I've never heard of this before. So this must be something new YouTube's doing.
Either that
Yeah,
or we just hit a certain level.
that's
Yeah, it
awesome.
could be. Yeah, that could be. Yep.
These four jerks, we're gonna make money off these four jerks.
Yeah, they got their 10 cents out of us, so
Yeah.
good job.
Here's your $1.50. Now go be happy.
Yeah. There's a fellow asking about
That's a
Bowtie
good
Classics.
question. Yeah, that's a good question. Go with that one, John.
Yeah, about dashes. Okay, now dash pads. I can tell you my experience with 1969 Firebird. There's nobody that makes one that fits worth a crap. Do not buy the aftermarket. Go broke having someone redo it or load it full of fiberglass like I've done in the past and rewrap it yourself. You buy that hard plastic cover and put over it. But the repop dash, I have yet to find one. I think I've tried 3 different ones and they do not fit and they are garbage. They don't even have the metal insert to reinstall the dash panel into. It's just rubber and doesn't fit right, doesn't have the right contour, and it's just junk. So that's my 2 cents and my soapbox on 1969 dash pads for Firebirds. Now, I can't say anything about the Camaro or the 67 or 68 Firebird or Camaro. I don't have any experience with the repop ones, so I couldn't chime in on that. But if you have a 1969 Bird, don't buy the repop dash. You just throw it in the trash.
See, I had the TMI aftermarket dash pad for the 67, and that was okay. I wish that each one of the studs was about a 1/4 inch longer, and it would have been great.
Okay.
But one thing I did not know, and I apparently missed this lesson on the big 3 here, put the damn dash pad in before you assemble the rest of the dash.
You can't get to the hardware.
You cannot reach that to save your life.
No.
So before anything else goes in, put the dash pad in.
No.
Perfect.
And the easiest dash pad to put in is 67. The easiest.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but you still got to be a contortionist to get up in there. And I'm
Oh,
like,
100%.
my
Oh, yeah.
God.
That's where to get those screws in the back side of the dash, right?
Yeah, the
Right,
speed
yeah.
nuts. Yep.
Yeah.
So
Right,
Bill
that's
in St. Louis has a 67 dash for me to pick up in Firebird Fest. So I'll
nice.
come with you, but I'll put it in temporarily until we get back home. So I'll have
Yeah,
to
you just slap it on the dash. So yeah.
like that.
Cool. It seems that the commercial question is kind of funny. Everybody's chiming in on that one. So
Yeah, I
Means
have
that
no
some
clue
people
how
are
to
getting it and some people aren't.
yeah. Well, some people pay for the no interruption, no
Oh, that's
commercial
right.
stuff.
The
I
premium.
pay for that.
So
There's
see how
only so much
see how my
hours
phone.
I can watch friggin' Chuck Norris on my TV talking about some supplement. And then when you're streaming YouTube all day, all of a sudden they end up with 30-minute commercials. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, it's insane.
Oh, James wants to talk radios.
Oh,
And trivia
okay.
question too. Looks like trivia question and radios. So
Yep.
We got
Yep.
the trivia question coming, Keith. Don't worry.
all right.
So the 67s only came with AM radios, right? Was FM even an option?
I don't know.
Louis?
69, I can tell you was an option, but I can't tell you 67 or 68.
I think I read somewhere 67, 68 where it's AM only.
I'll get back on you on that one.
Yeah. The one I just
I
gave
think-
you was an AM only, Louis.
Okay.
So I use the retro sound lookalike, the clone there. It looks just like the old AM only, and I like it. It's good. It's Bluetooth. I can talk on the damn phone, do everything else. So
Nice.
there we go.
I bought the same thing for the Trans Am here. It's AM FM because it was an option. I can flip it. The screen actually flips AM FM. Has a little red dot for FM when it's coming in stereo. It works really great. Same thing, Bluetooth. I can link other stuff up to the back of it. Fits the 1969 dash. It's a 1 year only opening, as long as it's factory. And they were about $700. Now they're over $1,000. So I'm to the point now. A convertible, you can't hear the daggum radio anyway. I now just collect non-working radios and shove the hole in the dash and just turn my Bluetooth on my phone. Going forward, I don't think I would spend the money. But I don't like not having the hole filled in. But a little secret: 1969 GTO radio, 1969 Pontiac Catalina radio fits the opening of 69 Firebirds and looks original. The push buttons are slightly shorter. If it's just there to fill in the hole, it fills in this void and looks pretty nice. So you can pick those radios for $30 to $50. The AM radios have those other cars and shove in the dash.
So David says he has a buddy that can rebuild your factory radio and add Bluetooth to it. I've done that on my Porsche. I took the stock radio out, and because I'm in computers, I knew how to set up all the Bluetooth device to it and give it power. So that's another option too. Drop in a little board, and you now have Bluetooth running through your original car speakers and your stereo.
Yep, it's handy.
Iron County Iron has a question. He says, "Hey guys, do you have any experience with deluxe door panels? Got cracks and have never seen replacements. I thought Classic Industries had replacement for deluxe and standard, but I could be wrong."
67 or 68?
Yeah, good question.
Yeah, 68 and 69, I guarantee you there's repop ones. 67, I don't know.
Yeah, and they are different. Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
different.
yeah, definitely.
I'm pretty sure the panels that I have for my 67 are repops because mine are black and the car originally was red interior.
Iron County says 67.
I can't tell you that one off the top of my head because I don't know. I just know they're different. That's all I can tell
If
you.
anybody's going to have them, I'd say Classic Industries, but that's about it.
Someone else is complaining about commercials. Dadgummit, they got us this time. So, are we supposed to like do a station identification pause? Yeah. So,
apparently they do have 67 panels in all colors. Okay.
Yeah. All right, so we've kind of talked about panels. We talked about engines. We talked about dash pads, radios. What else we got?
Chrome. How about trim chrome?
Oh, wow. Okay.
My arch nemesis.
Yeah, there's a spot. You go there.
Here's a situation on that. I'm doing some homework on this. Original is the way to go. Have it restored, have it polished. I'm just going to tell you right now, it's your best bet. Buying the aftermarket stuff, you got to watch it. I think some is made out of aluminum and some is stainless steel. If you try to put a new piece against the old piece, it's not quite the same color. One looks kind of more silver versus blue. You're always going to know. And one's super soft repop stuff. But you can find supposedly stainless steel aftermarket. But even then, the fitment's a little weak on them. So
it's
I don't,
not great.
Yeah, I would rather spend the money, have them repolish the original stainless, and it'll be more durable and you'll like it. So.
Yeah, if you have it, do it. I ended up buying just a normal set for the windshield trim. It did not fit for crap. I ended up having to, I went and bought a premium set for $250 and it was marginally better. Better. It's still not perfect. It's not what I would have expected out of a premium product, quote unquote. But yeah, if you have your original and you can save it, if it's stainless, it'll buff out. It's savable.
It'll come around, right?
Unless it's all dinged up or whatever. But Yeah, that's the one thing I don't have that I really wish I did.
Now, was your previous stuff, was it aluminum or was it stainless? Or could you tell?
All stainless.
Okay.
It was stainless. But, that's what's on there now. And it's, it's pretty good. And there's other pieces that you can't get. Like the little piece that holds the weather stripping on the convertibles underneath the vent windows in the 67s.
Oh.
There's a little chrome channel that goes up through there that the weather stripping clips into. It's unobtainium. And I found some online. I paid $350 for 2 of them.
I would have sold you for $45. I don't have any, but I would have.
Yeah, it's there's some things that you all of a sudden you're like, oh, you're against the wall.
Yeah, that's true. All right, hey.
Wheel
about that?
Rob,
If it's stainless, use a tiny plastic hammer and tap, tap, tap straight, then use mag polish on it. That was my question. I have my driver front wheel well chrome. It's a little smashed.
You crashing it?
No, we're not talking about that.
It wasn't that car. It was the other one.
But I was thinking, do I just replace that one? Because you can buy just one for $30. Or it looks pretty bad. I wouldn't say it's restorable, but
it might be restorable, but there's a thing of time and money, right? Now, since you're not going to be putting it side by side, you might be a good way of just replacing it. But even then, that stuff doesn't always fit the best. So I'd probably put some. Well, you haven't painted the car yet, but if it was painted, I'd be very delicate with the paint. But right now, is the time to buy it and test fit it before you get the car painted.
Don't tell the wife I have to buy more stuff, John.
Okay, got it.
She's not watching the Ring doorbell for the UPS guy to come in and out.
I got one of those good ones that doesn't care too much about that.
Great.
Justin says thoughts on interior sound deadening and insulation.
Yeah. Who wants to go on that one? I can go on that one, but you guys can't go on.
I've used the lizard skin and I'm quite happy with it. I thought it went on nice. It sprayed nice. I watched Jonathan do it and I said, I'm going to try that.
Love the stuff. Love it.
It works good. It gives you a good finish and a good look.
Yep. And the ease of installation was the selling point for me. The side-by-side comparison, if you use Dynamat versus lizard skin, Dynamat will outperform it. But to cut it, to get it in there, the cost, the time, for the amount of difference for a convertible especially, sound deadening, I'm going to use it more for insulation for road noise and heat coming up from the floor. But it does make the car ride nicer and does feel better. So spray-on is the way to go for me. So I'm with Mike 100%.
So I want to piggyback off this insulation. So I was talking to Louis earlier this week. To buy the carpet kit for my 67 coupe is $300 or something. But I can go and get like 6 yards of 80/20 automotive loop by the yard for like $60. So I'm thinking maybe I go that route, use those pennies to buy new chrome stuff. But it looks, in my opinion, once you lay it down and you put the seats in and everything else, you're not going to really see any difference. Am I right? Am I wrong?
Well, you're gonna need mats for the definitely for the driver's side, because on the first generation Firebirds, on the driver's side only, it has like a pad that they put there. It looks like a vinyl or something, something rubber, whatever it is. But if you get a Firebird little rug and put it underneath your feet, nobody would tell.
There's a lot of contours there. There's a lot of weird topography that's all pressed into those carpets. I don't know if I'd try that, but let us know how it works out. Do a video.
I'm crazy enough.
I did it on my 56, and I bought way back when I was in high school. Same story. I didn't want to spend that money, so I bought rubberized. It was rubber backed, almost like what black bathroom carpet they called it. It really stretchy. It worked killer. But you know, the old Tri-5 Chevys, there weren't nearly as many, you know, squared contours and things as there is in these.
My floor is perfectly flat in my car. I don't know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. I mean, seriously, that's throw that crap right on that floor, you're good to go. So I don't know.
Just
What's
throw it right over the
missing,
drive
John?
shaft.
What's missing?
That's a
Little white
special
guy.
option there. That's the Flintstone option.
Flintstones.
The Wi-Fi floor. So.
Bluetooth floor.
Wi-Fi floor.
Ay.
Yeah, I got the molded carpet. I think I bought this carpet through Jegs, and it went in nice. I didn't really have any problem with it. And
Yeah, I saw that video. You did a good job on that one.
Yeah, it looks good. But the
I was using
Watch that video,
the
Mike.
torched up the old leather punch and pushed it through the carpet for the holes. That worked really good.
Yeah, I use two methods. I use the socket method and also the soldering gun method.
Yep.
I use the socket or a piece of pipe, heat it up and stab it through there. Use it from fraying. I'm getting better at doing the carpet stuff. So.
Yeah, I just bought a set of these cheap leather punches.
Yep.
That's cool. Yep.
And just, you know, for $10, disposable.
Hey, Louie, you want to do your trivia question? I think we're getting hit a couple times now here. Trivia question.
It's good.
People are
Good
biting
idea.
us
Let's
to
do
hit
it now.
here.
Why we don't do in the last 5 minutes? 9:25 for me and John.
Yeah, last 5 minutes.
Yeah, last 5. Hold on there, guys.
Well,
It's
wait a
coming.
minute.
Watch your ass.
Let's give people some time to answer it.
We're a divided house here, aren't we? We're a divided house. So it'd be nice to announce the winner while they're on here, but then again, they may not get this one. This one's a tough one. I'm
This is
telling
gonna
you.
be a good one.
All right. Okay. Let's do it.
All right. Anyone listening?
All right. I don't have a laptop or a tablet in front of me. I'm using my phone. So Jonathan, Brian, or Mike could see, I guess, if when they answer, correct?
Yeah.
I'll be there.
All right. Okay. Let's first, can everybody see this?
Can you zoom in on Louie? So,
Whoa, there it goes.
Oh, there you go.
yeah, there we go.
The Magnificent Five.
Okay. All right. So the trivia question is, what year will you go into a Pontiac dealer, buy the car brand spanking new, and you get this button? I could make it real hard and say where the button will be located, but just tell me the year. But there was a specific place that they put the button. I'm 100% sure about that. But just give me the year. Which year this little pin button would have come with your car? Yeah, it was like a gift. You know how back in the day they give you a keychain or something? Well, this was like a gift from the dealer after they took every penny you owned.
Looks like you already nailed it on here.
You took your entire month's salary from your tour in Vietnam.
I mean, back then there was a lot of money for these birds, you know?
All right.
When you got home from the Dom, you could pick it up.
Yeah.
Wait, do they sell reproductions of those pins?
I know. So this is the history of that pin right there. Louis owns that since I was 22 years old. I'm 43 right now. We'll be 44 in October. I had that pin forever. And the reason it doesn't have no overspray or nothing like my model cars in the garage. I got a lot of model cars. It's because I keep it in a plastic, like a little plastic container you put the model cars, you know, the little plastic. That's why it's so clean and beautiful.
Nice.
So
the winner was Raymond.
Hold on. No, wait. Let's let them keep commenting. Let's build up the anticipation a little.
Well, there was 3 choices.
I was gonna say do bonus points. What magnificent? Yeah. What's Magnificent 5 mean? Does someone actually know
Brian,
that?
you wanna make like a bonus, to the same trivia here?
Well, here's what I was thinking. I at work can make reproductions of those pins.
Nice.
Oh.
Everybody in the chat group over here, if we were to make, say, a dozen or 2 available, is it something that you guys in the chat would be interested in?
You know, I would love for you to make a shirt, Brian, and it will mean a lot to me. make a shirt of this and wear it for Firebird Fest? Because I have a problem with Firebird Fest not having a wings down bird.
Okay.
I do. I really do. I told John the other day because I mean
Yeah,
let's be
it's all
let's be
sold
honest.
out.
You know, that's the mecca of Firebird, man, of Pontiac Firebird, was the wings down bird. Without that bird, there wouldn't be no bird. You know, that was the very first one. And it represents, if you ever seen old pictures of the Pontiac tribe, which that's how they got the Pontiac name from the Pontiac tribe, it was the all the Pontiac tribe, they didn't have the phoenix with the wings up. They all had them down.
Now, yep.
You know?
Mhm.
Okay, I'll work on a T-shirt and buttons for Firebird Fest.
Yeah, that's cool. That'd be cool.
Fantastic. Cool.
So
All right. Well,
I'm gonna go back here and see if I can find out who that was.
yeah, Raymond is his.
I would like to do a bonus on the same question of the trivia. If they could tell you where in the car you will find it.
Okay.
You give him a hug if they get it right, or what's the prize?
I don't know. Maybe I could do that flux core welding video. That's the bonus.
There you go. I wish you would show them boys how it's done, not that other feller who warps the hell out of everything and cooks it. You know.
Yeah, I'm gonna mention that on that video.
All right, I'll let that rest then. So, all right, how about this? Anybody out there? We kind of covered quite a few topics. We're down to about 10, 15 minutes. I guess we'll see how this goes. We don't ever stop at an hour. Anything you guys want us to cover? We've been kind of shooting from the hip, and you guys are following along pretty good. But we got a few questions. But anything you guys want to hit us up with before we get out of here? So.
One topic we didn't cover was wiring.
Ooh, wiring.
Yeah, I'd like to do a whole episode on that. I think there's a whole show on that one.
What do you guys think? The whole show, or should we table that topic and use it for later, or try to?
Next week Friday, that could be wiring.
Yeah.
Yeah. I learned a ton.
The electricity is lazy stuff. Path of least resistance, right? So.
Yep.
You pull the wire straight, it flows better, right? So.
Yeah. Jim and Kelly say whole show. Great idea. Yep. Okay. No, I think there's a great topic in that one. Just aftermarket or OEM, or how do you approach it?
Yeah.
Also,
I'll
guys
say
have
that.
questions.
My big point. I'm good at
We'll
wiring.
save that one. Yeah. I'll save all that because that's yeah. Oh.
Gus
That's
says,
my favorite part.
did you guys wire the same ground for the tail lights?
Wire the same ground.
Do you meaning add a ground instead of relying on the socket and the body and the
That's
car
what
to
I'm
ground?
saying. He's got a
Right.
ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I normally have on some cars, the GTO in particular, use a crappy plastic taillight lens. I solder ground wires into those, so I had a direct ground. Same as the front side marker lights. I've actually soldered onto the housing, so I had a consistent ground and actually put it to a ground lug. So, if you're not a hardcore original freak, I would add the ground, just because you know it's going to work. But if you want to keep the original appearance in the glove in the trunk, keep the sockets clean and hope to God they always work. So you'll be chasing a lot of problems if you don't add that ground.
Yeah. The painless aftermarket harness comes with that ground.
Dang it. Showing me up now. Yeah. Oh. I don't want to spoil too much more.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Let's go into that after. We're getting a ton of wiring questions.
Yeah.
That's going to be a good show.
A lot of
a quick
people-
question.
A lot of people also have questions on wiring for like diagrams and stuff like for different year. I have all 3 years right here in the garage. So if you have any questions, next Friday will be the day.
Yeah.
Oh,
These Tom had a quick question on my little screws that I use for my sheet metal. I always get for some reason I get put on the spot. I forget. I think it's number 10. About 3/4 inch long. I did get different lengths depending on what I'm reaching, but self-tapping number 10 seems to work out really good. It leaves about a 3/16 1/8 inch hole ish left in the sheet metal. It's a great pilot hole to drill out, as you've seen in the videos, but they're number 10 screws. About 99% sure of that. So, I got another commercial on mine. So,
Raymond, what year is that 2 + 2? We actually raced the Pontiac 2+2 in NASCAR North back in the late 80s. It was an awesome car. Grand Prix with a fastback.
Yes. All right, there's my screws.
All right,
Yeah, I
we
use
done
the
talking
same
about
ones.
screws? Are we done screws?
Yep.
Yeah, I got one right here. This one's a little longer.
Yeah.
Size matters. Size matters.
Depends on what you're doing.
Yeah. Do you guys have questions? Hit us up these last few minutes. We'll answer them for you.
Yeah.
Why on the M&H? What's M&H? Anybody know?
Clecos. I know what Clecos are. I
Yeah.
have some of those. So my dad used those in aviation a lot. He gave me quite a few sets. I like them, but the screws to me are just what I fell in love with. So I just works for me.
I got a big selection of Clecos too, and after I started using screws, I hardly ever touch them anymore.
Yep.
So Wilder 9 is asking for wiring harness manufacturer. We'll cover that next week.
Yeah, M&H is a wiring factory.
2+2 convertible. Ooh.
See, if I had a bigger garage, I'd be having a whole lot more. Like I would have a big old Bonneville, convertible. Man.
I got a buddy who has one of those. Big old white Bonneville convertible. Thing is massive.
Nice. Yeah, well, they're big land yachts.
Okay, here's a good one. Installing a heater core. Do you lubricate the hoses before pushing them onto the new core? If so, what do you use?
Soap. Just a tiny bit. So, because anything oil-based, you're going to cause that rubber to break down. But this little dish soap, the tiniest amount. But when you go take it off later, it's going to be stuck. But so I think Mike's got a solution there better than mine. So
I've taken to using this stuff. It's actually weather strip lube, precision weather strip lube. It's non petroleum based.
Okay.
And it, just like you said, it won't break down the rubber or whatever. It works really good for hoses as well as, trying to drag weather strip through tight spots.
Good call. Okay. Same idea then.
Same thing. Yeah.
Yep.
Or just a little bit of Dawn dishwashing liquid on your finger. It'll be fine.
That's
just
what I
get
would
the
use.
clamp tight. Yeah, just get the clamp tight. You know, with that thing launches off.
Come off there like a rocket. Oh, let's see.
Dump hot, molten antifreeze on your new paint job and destroy everything. So.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be awful. Awful. All right, so it's out of time. So I'm going to do this. What was your first Pontiac, guys? Going around real quick. What was the first Pontiac you owned?
I'll go first.
Right.
1987 Pontiac Grand Am 2-door.
No, that was mine.
Yeah. What?
Mine was 87 SE, so it had the Buick 3.0 in it. They had the ground effects package. Mine was white 2-door. So
mine was rosewood gold and the 4-cylinder. Yeah.
Oh, mine seriously wasn't 87 Grand Am.
I
paid as hell
for it in like 92.
Man, I paid $500 for mine so the engine was out. It had a spun rod bearing. So
mine was like a 74 or 5 Grand Prix that I raced in a strictly stock division. It was a 4-race series. That thing had a hood you could land aircraft on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Man, look at this. Everyone's chiming in. This is fun. 68 Firebird, 66 Tempest, 68 GTO, 53 Star Chief. All right.
Oh, nice. That's nice.
Yeah. Got a guy here has an 88 Firebird Formula. That's close to you.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
All right, Louis, what do you have? Go.
It was my first Firebird and my first car ever. I think I was 18 years old. I bought a 1989 Firebird T-top car.
Nice.
Yeah.
How many times do you take the T-tops out?
A lot. A lot.
Really? Oh man, I've had several T-top cars. I think 3 times I ever take them out. So I never did.
A lot. Even in the winter time, I take them on.
Yeah.
Straight flat 8. That's awesome.
That is.
Straight 8. Yeah. flathead. Those are neat looking engines. Hey, Lou, you just sent me a picture of a flathead straight 8 just the other day.
I wanted to get it too. I really wanted to get that car.
Good price.
Yeah.
Whoa. Tom 63 Le Mans says next up a 69 Firebird OHC 6 for $300.
Wow.
Where?
Buy it, Tom. Buy it.
Overhead cam. Yeah. Yeah, that's
I know Dave's working on an 88 Firebird right now there for you, Louie. So.
Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah. 76. My gosh, see, this is all cool. Mostly Pontiac people on here. That's all right.
Yeah.
Any Camaro guys watching tonight? Any Camaro guys?
I had a 77 Camaro in high school.
You're in a safe place. You can say you got a Camaro. It's fine.
Safe. You're an F-body guy. We love you still.
Yeah.
Camaro.
Do that stupid art thing. I don't.
Yeah.
Golly.
The carpet was the only thing holding the rear floor up in that thing, but hey, go through college, so what are you gonna do?
Yep. No, that was fun.
35
That
miles
was
an hour
cool.
all day long. Yeah. All right. FBI sees 84 Camaro.
Dang it.
Yeah. Don't pull the
Got
kidney
a deal,
panels out
didn't
that one.
I didn't say my first car was a Pontiac. I didn't say my first Pontiac was a Grand Am. My first car was still one of the big three, but it one and only. I'll never talk about it. So.
My first car was a 56 Chevy 210 wagon that my uncle gave me.
Wow.
I think he just gave it to me to keep me out of trouble because it took a lot of work.
Smart guy.
You can't do drugs. You can't do women if you're doing a car. So
That's right. You know where they're spending their time and you know where they're spending their money.
that's right.
You could just about throw a cat through it. Let's see. My very first car was a 68 Roadrunner. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
GTO 60. Yeah, there's a hardcore Pontiac guy, Raymond.
Yep.
I like James's comment.
Cool.
I thought I was buying a Camaro, but it was deemed I just needed rehab.
Oh.
James.
It's funny, when I bought that Camaro, I almost bought a Trans Am. I was really looking for a Trans Am, but I ended up buying the Camaro. But it had a Pontiac 400 in it and shake like a son of a bitch. And it was, the guy told me it was because he had the wrong harmonic balancer on it. And it was just vibrating. And I'm like, oh my God. No, thank you.
I wouldn't have thought that.
69.
All right, so any last CJ7 Jeep. My gosh.
Wait a minute, Justin. Come on.
It was his first truck or car. So
First Pontiac.
well, we started talking about first cars and we got off on a tangent. Someone said squirrel and we all jumped that way. So.
Here's a good question from Aaron K. We covered this earlier, but I don't think he was here. Is it worth rebuilding a 326 numbers matching? What do you guys think about that?
Yes.
It's very non-committal, John.
Yeah, I know. What are you going to do with the car? If you're going to keep it and drive it and not drag race it, or beat it up all the time, absolutely keep that under the hood and enjoy it. So,
my opinion is, if the car is pretty much complete or close to original, and you got deep pockets to get a Pontiac engine rebuilt, because let me tell you something, it's not a Chevy, it's going to cost more.
yeah.
Okay, go ahead and do it. But if you don't have that much deep pockets and you need the money to go somewhere else, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah. Depends how bad it is. But I mean, if you're asking, do it or don't, I said it depends on what you're going to do with the car. If you, I don't know. I've never been a hardcore numbers matching person. I have now stumbled upon a GTO that is, so I'm going to try a new endeavor on that one. But other than that, I normally just do whatever fits the budget, whatever fits the build, and whatever happens to make it work.
Me too. Yep.
Yeah, the 326 was a good, solid, good running engine. It was.
Oh yeah.
Nothing wrong with those, but
64 326 sitting in my garage that someone gave to me like 3 years ago. And it's just sitting here. So if anyone needs a Pontiac 326, let me know if you're in Arizona or close by.
So just bring it with you to Fiberfest. Put it in the trunk.
Right. Yeah, just in the trunk.
Sure. Great.
Yeah, can you fit that in a luggage and bring it to PA?
I'll put that in my luggage. You know, carry on there.
Yeah.
So, Louis, I understand that every time a Firebird brother comes to visit you, your amazing wife cooks these freaking awesome dinners.
And packs your lunch for the next day.
Yeah.
Louis, I think I need to come to PA just for dinner.
Yeah, well, guess what? It's funny you mentioned that because me and my wife was talking at dinner time today. Believe it or not, before cars, my thing was boxing and lifting weights. And I'm not a big guy at all. I'm only 5'5", but I was like 220 pounds solid muscle. I used to bench press 335 pounds. And I got pictures I showed John. I was a very big muscle bound guy, right? And man, when I married her, all that thing went down the drain.
Now it's dad bod all the way.
Yeah. I was as dedicated then to that as I am to the cars now. But it's hard when you have somebody that could cook good. It's tough. It's tough.
Oh yeah.
She's an amazing cook.
And thank you. John comes. He tells me I think I left 5 pounds more. 5.
I did. I don't eat a whole lot, but I tell you what, I put on some weight. That's for sure.
Oh, okay.
So I just have a real curious question here tonight. Where are you guys from? We have like 40-some people watching us. So I'm just curious, like, where are we all
sound off. Where's everybody from?
Where are you guys from? Arizona,
New Hampshire,
Indiana,
Pennsylvania.
That's where you guys are at. I know not everybody's going to Firebird Fest, but if in the future, if we could all find a central location, we can make our own little gathering of birds.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Detroit, Cincinnati,
Iowa.
Wisconsin,
Wow.
Michigan,
Connecticut.
Connecticut.
Marietta, Connecticut. All right.
Next year, I think we're all gonna be there, right? At Firebird Fest, hopefully.
Absolutely.
That's the idea.
Yeah, for sure. Close to John, Canada, 1 hour from the Detroit border.
Mr. W is from Arizona. Where in Arizona, Mr. W?
Oklahoma,
Wow.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
Okay. I'm reading them all here too. So.
Oh yeah, sorry, Louis. We'll read them off.
Louis doesn't follow the law.
Elizabeth Township in Pennsylvania,
I'm
Arizona.
going to put the big screen on the TV. So big screen TV out here in the garage so I can watch it instead of watching my other phone. So I don't have to be staring at the floor anymore. I'm keeping an eye on it.
So this is my setup in the garage. I don't know how much room I have.
Yeah, I want to get a TV for the garage also.
Big screen going to.
Yeah, that's much easier to read. That's what I want to adapt to. So
There's one in California, one in Knoxville.
oh yeah, so that's where the Mockingbird's at, or at least one Mockingbird. There's two Mockingbirds on our people watching right now, actually. So I might have borrowed the name. So
yeah.
Well, Mr. W, you're in Glendale, so I'm in Queen Creek. So anytime you want to hang out, let me know, buddy.
yeah.
And Eric, you were in California, like in Bakersfield. I think we talked like 4 years ago.
Yeah, Eric is a cool dude. Yeah, I know Eric.
Virginia. Genuine birds would kind of change it up. Pontiac, okay.
Wow. That was interesting. We got people from coast to coast on here. You see that?
Didn't we have one last week from Hong Kong or something like that?
Oh yeah, where was he from?
It was something
it was-
like that. So Hong
Oh,
Kong.
something strange. Yep. Something out of the norm, that was for sure.
Florida. Yeah, all over. That's good.
Australia. Is that
Australia.
Australia or
South Korea.
No, South Korea last time.
South Korea.
That's
There you
what
go.
it was.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'll take some Korean barbecue if that guy has it.
Oh yeah, I like me some Korean barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Southern Utah.
Cool.
Cool.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So Raymond, get a hold of me. I'll get you a T-shirt or whatever you want. We'll get you on for winning that trivia question. And I'm going to try to reproduce that next week at
Yeah,
work.
real cool. Real cool. Yeah.
We'll do a T-shirt and maybe a sweatshirt.
Yes.
Texas.
North Texas, Southern Utah.
Can you guys see that brochure, the one with the Go Bird?
Yeah.
Well, that's what came in the 67 Firebird with that pin. And at the end, the very last page will give the customer an idea how the 68 Firebird was going to look like.
nice.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So, all right. So Raymond says to pay it forward. So how about we do this? If someone can identify what it means by the Magnificent Five, we'll send you something. So comment over on the side. What does it mean? And that's that button when it says the Magnificent Five. What is that referring to? That'll be our bonus. Pay it forward. Oklahoma, picture Oklahoma, America's worst man-made disaster area. Government bought the whole town. Damn. James. All right, now
How about that?
Wilder 9 says levels. What do you mean by levels, Wilder 9?
It's close, but the idea, but there's something going on there. So.
Trim levels.
Dino Dave.
Yep.
Okay, so Dino Dave, what are the 5 models?
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I think I would struggle with that one a little bit now.
All right, someone post what the 5 are. Let's see. Let's go deep here. And the winner will get a sweatshirt. Well, it's summertime, so a T-shirt of that emblem.
You know, the first 67 was a convertible, was red.
Really?
Yeah, it was a red convertible. I actually have it here in the magazine. I don't know if Mike noticed it in the garage, but I have on plastic over that magazine. A 67 Firebird was a convertible, and then the second one was a coupe. It was painted like a silver color.
Silver.
Yeah. And I actually have the first one there in a magazine. I'm showing you like how the cars, came for 67 and blah blah blah.
So a few people understood what the 5 was, but now here we go. Raymond. Was there a 400?
A 400?
First year. That's the
First year.
Your car's a 400, Brian. Come on.
No, a 400 Ram Air.
No. Ram Air?
It wasn't called Ram Air.
It wasn't called Ram Air, no.
Yeah.
That first name, Ram Air, came in 68, I believe.
69. They went backwards and said 68 after that. So.
69.
Because 69, they came with a Ram Air 3 and Ram Air 4, only because they were Ram Air engines. But then all of a sudden they said, well, shoot, we forgot to name 1 and 2. And that's they went backwards. So.
Yes.
Yeah. But the Ram Air 4 is originally named because they're going to have 4 inlets, not because it was the fourth edition. But then, of course, accordingly, since the 4 was the bigger one, they thought the 3 is a little bit smaller. And they said, well, crap, we need to go backwards. So they did 1 and 2 the previous year. But there's something along those lines. So.
Yeah, 67 Firebird was the first year for 400 and also GTO.
Yep. They also ditched the tri-power in 67 on the GTO. So
oh yeah,
that was the end of it. So. Golly.
Yeah.
Getting morbid on there.
Nearly just 10, huh?
Yeah. Well, Louis, you know the answer, but you can't see it. So
I can't see it. What's the answer he gave?
well, there's a couple on here.
He gave engine sizes.
He said overhead cam 6, 326, 350 HO, 400, and 400 Ram Air.
The Ram Air, there was no Ram Air in 67.
So, Louis, what are the 5 trim models?
It was the 400, the HO, the 326. I think there was like two different
Right.
overhead cams, I believe there was.
Yeah. One was base and one was sprint.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so there you go. That's them.
Yeah.
Right, but no Ram Air, not 67. Even though the Ram Air hood with the, or the openings on the hood was there, but no, it wasn't named Ram Air.
Yeah.
I
And
could have swear
the HO was a 350.
326 and 67.
326 HO for 67.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, overhead 6, sprint, and base. There's a
Yes.
base and sprint for the
Yeah.
6. Line 6.
Overhead cam sprint. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to have a sprint car. Hey, well, there was got to be a 1969 Firebird convertible sprint here in Indianapolis area. Don't tell me because I'll buy it, but if you do, let me know.
I
I don't know. But of course, where am I going to put it at? So, I hope Whitney's still not watching. I haven't seen her
I was
comment
gonna
for a while,
say.
so I think we're okay.
Did Pontiacs come out for mass production with dual 4 barrels early on? So when did Pontiac start dual 4s?
Wow. See, that's going to be the early 60s stuff, and that's not an area of expertise. I couldn't tell you. I know it's probably a dual carter carbs. That's probably 61, 62.
Oh, that early on.
Oh, yeah. Pontiac was like kicking butt in the 60s on the NASCAR and all the racing scene. So.
We the one that started the muscle car war.
Yeah.
Drove
I don't care.
Corporate management nuts.
I don't care what anybody say. That the DeLorean is the one that started all that when he changed and he made the GTO. Took off the badges, put the car how he wanted to, and drove it.
Yep. Yeah, I know the 61, 63 Super Duty stuff was the dual quads, as someone's saying. That might be right.
Yeah. He faked out GM too and made most of those high horsepower options dealer options. So Pontiacs, you could actually get different motors at the dealer that weren't available on the build sheets.
So true.
Keep corporate management off his back.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There's some good documentaries on that stuff. Late 50s NASCAR versions. Yeah. Bonneville special dual quads. There you go.
Yeah, they were trying to make their stuff go faster when they created the V8 and 55. They started going, well, we want to make something quicker. So they started tinkering, and you start seeing the growth. And they were winning all the time in the late 50s, early 60s. They were, Pontiac was good. So,
yeah, it was a solid brand. Too bad it went away. It really is.
Yeah.
They kept Buick.
Yeah, right. Kept Buick.
Only because this is going to get you going. Only because Buick outsold Pontiac in China. Dang it. Pontiac. Now keep in mind, Pontiac did outsell Chevrolet, I think, 1 or 2 years in the United States. Buick never did. So, oh well. Sorry I had to get on my soapbox.
77, 78.
I don't remember. It might have been. I thought it was in the 80s or 90s, but
I thought it was in the late 80s.
Yeah, it might have been. I can't remember now.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a trivia question for next week.
Don't be asking the question now. I'll do our homework. So
Yeah,
throw my curveball.
next week, we'll be like,
Yeah.
I hear you.
yeah. Well, boys, you think it's time to wrap this up?
Yes.
I think so. I got a storm going outside, so a lot of rain hitting my door and it's thundering. So I'm gonna go check on the house, I guess.
I woke up to a massive thunder shower here yesterday morning at like 5:30. I'm like, the whole house was shaking. I'm like, what the hell is that?
How's the snow out there, Mike?
Gone.
Yay!
I had the door open today.
Nice.
Right.
So what do you say? May the first drive? When is the first drive?
Yeah.
As soon as the mud's gone. Right now, I'm pretty sure if I pull it in the driveway, it's going to sink to the frame.
Because his car has a frame.
Yeah. So it'll probably be another 2-3 weeks before the mud season's over, and then we're ready to go. Everything's done. It's ready to go. So
Nice.
all I got to do is set ride height and a few small things like that tomorrow, and pretty much going to be starting to work on a 55 Chevy pickup.
Ooh.
We'll see those videos.
Yep.
And next week, we're anticipated to hit 100 in Phoenix.
Oh,
Wow.
I think we have 100 people watching. Okay, that's fine.
No, 100 degrees.
Hey, everybody, tell your friends. We want to see if we can get 75 to 100 people watching at the same time. So next week, make it happen. Tell your chime in. We'll probably ramble about silliness like we have been. Maybe talk about your first cars or your first boyfriend or girlfriend. I don't know. We'll come up with something to chat about, but or just
How big
talk
your
shop.
back seat was.
Yeah, right. Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, boys, I think I'm about to lose my door. If you can hear that or not, but
I could hear it. Yeah.
it's something silent going on outside, so I'm going to go check on
Stay
it.
dry, John. Stay
Yeah, I
dry.
will do that.
All right,
See you all
guys.
next
Good night.
weekend, so.
You'll
All
definitely
right,
be
guys.
a subscribe
See you
video,
next week.
Richard.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, see you guys
Bye.
later, Brian.
See ya.